Hi Peeps! Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 super easy vegetarian summer meals that you can meal prep ahead of time and that are super easy and delicious. So first we're going to be starting with some spinach lasagna roll-ups. I'm boiling up some whole grain lasagna noodles to start.
Okay, so for the filling, you're gonna need some cottage cheese, and I'll link the recipe down below, but I kind of just use one of the container of cottage cheese. This is 750 grams, and my daughter's already eaten some of it, so. And if you prefer your lasagna with ricotta cheese, you can go ahead and use that. I just find cottage cheese is cheaper and it works better for our family. Then you're gonna need some Parmesan cheese. I think it's about half a cup. I've made this recipe so many times, I just kind of eyeball it. I kind of know what I need in my bowl. 1 egg, and then about a cup of mozzarella. And here is one of my meal planning tips for you guys, is if you are making something that has shredded cheese, plan ahead. So the other night we made pizza and I needed shredded mozzarella cheese, knowing full well in a couple days I was going to be making these. So I shredded enough cheese while I had my shredder out, while I was in the process of doing it, so that I had it ready and I could just throw it in. Because anyone else here hate shredding cheese? I hate it. My husband hates it. We all hate shredding cheese. It is not fun. You can also buy pre-shredded cheese as well. Of course, that's an option. Spinach. You need frozen chopped spinach. Another tip, if you buy fresh spinach and freeze it, watch this. Pull out a handful. Do I need to chop it? No. Crumble. It just crumbles. Okay, I made a mess, but that's okay. You're not having fun unless you make a mess. You just crumble it. It just crumbles perfectly. As long as it's good and frozen, it just crumbles away. And you can add as much or as little spinach as you like. Again, I just kind of eyeball it. And lastly, you just need some salt and some pepper. And again, I'm just gonna eyeball this. Then you're gonna mix this up, and then I'll show you guys how to stuff your lasagna.
So I typically boil up about 10 to 12 noodles per batch. So you want about 2 good-sized tablespoons of the mixture inside each noodle. And again, I eyeball this. I've made this so many times. You want to start at the bottom of a noodle and just roll her up. Super simple. Repeat 10 to 12 times.
Okay, so I've just got a casserole dish here. You can use a 9x13 or whatever, pan you usually cook lasagna in. This one's a little bit smaller, but it's pretty, so I'm using it. And then I've got some sauce here that I just warmed up on the stove. So you just want to add a little bit to the bottom of your dish, and this is just so your pasta doesn't stick.
Then you just add in your lasagna roll-ups. If you have any extra filling, just spoon it on top. Add your sauce, some shredded mozzarella and Parmesan, and then you bake it in the oven. And as I said, I'll link the recipe down below. But this was absolutely delicious. It's one of our staples, and it gets extra spinach in my kids. So there you go. Just served it with garlic bread, a baconless Caesar salad, and you've got a wonderful, hearty vegetarian meal. All right, next up I'm making a summer pasta primavera. So I'm starting off by cutting up one of my favorite vegetables, zucchini. Have you guys noticed I've used zucchini a lot? I think I like it. Some peppers. You can add whatever vegetables you want to this. Basically, this is pasta mixed with vegetables with a very, very light sauce. If you've never had pasta primavera before, it's super good, perfect for the summer, really light. I added in some red onion. I love red onion for color, but also taste. And then I threw this in the fridge, and it was meal prepped for the evening when I was ready to throw it together. So when you're ready to make it, I added some oil to my pan and then dumped in my veggies and sauteed those until they were nice and soft. So while my veggies were cooking, I was bringing a pot of water to a boil to cook the pasta, and I'm just using some whole grain rotini tonight. You can use whatever pasta you want. And I completely forgot to add all the seasonings into my vegetables because, hashtag mom life. So there's some garlic powder, some thyme, and some parsley. You could also use Italian seasoning if you wanted. And then the next step is very important. You want to get about half a cup of that pasta water. Drain your pasta, add in your vegetables, and then you're going to add in a little bit of pasta water as well as some Parmesan cheese and fresh lemon juice. look at this plating. We are coming along, peeps. I'm watching some more MasterChef. Adorn this with some cute basil from my garden. But I made this and my kids devoured it. My husband loved it. There were lots of leftovers, so bonus, bonus, bonus. All right, last but not least, oh, we have a zucchini, another zucchini. I have bought so many zucchini, it's not even funny. We're gonna be making a vegetable lau mein, and this was honestly so good. And again, you can meal prep it ahead of time. So I am chopping all my veggies ahead of time. I've got some red pepper, some mushrooms, some onion. All the good veggies are going into this dish. And of course we need some green in here, so good old broccoli. And if you've seen my recent videos, I don't like to chop broccoli. I break it right into whatever dish I'm making because it makes less of a mess and you get more broccoli bang for your buck. So you just want to fry up your veggies all together in a pan with some oil. And again, I did this all ahead of time. I also prepped the sauce ahead of time. So you need some sesame oil, some honey, and then some sriracha, as much as your taste buds can handle. I actually halved this, as well as some soy sauce and some vegetable broth. And then to thicken it, you just use some cornstarch. So I prepped the sauce while my veggies were cooking, and then I added some ginger. If you have fresh ginger, add that to your veggies. I didn't. And then I added my sauce and stirred that all up until the sauce was as thick as I wanted it. And then I just threw this in a container in the fridge until I was ready to make dinner. At supper time, I just boiled up my ramen noodles. You can use whatever noodles. And reheated my veggie sauce mixture, and then I just added my ramen noodles to the veggies, stirred it all together, and bada bing bada boom, vegetarian lau mein. Look at that plating. Oh, it's in a pretty bowl. It's great. I'm getting better, guys. So these were my 3 recipes. I hope you enjoy them, and let me know down in the comments below if you try any of them. See you next week.